This guy has been terrorizing women on my timeline for months now. And this week on Textually Active, we're finally going to get into it. We're talking about Kevin Samuels. Is he toxic? Is he speaking facts? Like, what is it? So check us out this week on Textually Active. We're about to get into it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
This is your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rezz, and I got Meezy with me.
I'm here.
And E is on the boards.
Yeah.
And we're feeling... How we feeling? What's the vibe in the room?
I'm kind of glad the work week is over, but still got shit to do.
It's Tuesday. What you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I work over. Today's my Friday.
Oh, bet. Okay, nice. My vibe is good. Vibe check is all right. We good.
I'm here, bro. It's I don't know. I'm here. Shit. I don't know. I'm doing all right. Chilling.
Vibing.
Yeah.
Trying to maintain.
Alive, yeah.
Last week we said...
Not maintain, bro.
Oh.
Cameron said never say you trying to maintain.
He did say that, and I just sat up here and said that because when he said that, I was like, nah, I don't want to maintain. Yeah, I want to be good.
You don't want to maintain.
Right. I'm just trying to take the things that we said in last week's episode and apply it to life and find that joy.
I'm doing better than I was doing. I know it might be a little somber for the last couple episodes, but I feel a little bit better.
I definitely can say that there is an improvement in me too. I think last week we kind of touched on body image and stuff like that. And after we did that episode, I ended up going to a yoga class called 2B Yoga here in Winston. It's Bad Bitch. The B stands for Bad Bitch Yoga. And the instructor, Isley, she had like a really good message to women about like not looking at it like preparing for your hot girl summer. Your hot girl summer body is like already there. And it was just like, damn, bitch, you speaking to me right now? But it's just like all that pressure that you feel, it adds on, but I'm good.
I feel like that's how they get y'all.
How?
Like saying stuff like that works for y'all. Like
it do.
There's not a nigga in the world that's ever said, "Hey, sir."
That summer body's already there, king.
No. Like nobody says that to us. Nobody makes us feel good about ourselves at all.
Yeah, they were like,
you either ugly or you got a lot of money.
Nobody makes men feel good about y'all. Do get it when y'all get y'all haircut.
Think about this.
No, because then y'all get mad at us. Y'all be like, oh, y'all feeling yourself.
Think about this. Just think about this.
Okay.
As a man who doesn't have a beard, I'm already lower tier. I'm already thought of less than. Then, as a man who is shaped weird, who's not small, who's not big enough to be a big guy, I'm just in the middle. I'm down another tier. Like, you know what I'm saying? All I got is a good hairline. Like that's it. That's all
and you always cover it up.
You know what I'm saying? Because hats look better with haircuts.
Okay.
So it's like, where I fit in here? I try to dress nice. Sometimes I'm very presentable.
You do dress nice.
That's all I got for me. I don't got a lot of money yet. You know what I'm saying?
You got the fits.
You know what I'm saying? I was thinking if I hit the lotto.
But you missing another piece though. Personality. You got good personality. You fun.
Yeah, but bitches don't see that through an IG post. How am I supposed to get that off?
They got videos now.
I'm not see what I'm saying? I'm not finna be corny.
That's
not
all right.
Finna be TikTok guy.
That's all right. The men have a voice for themselves now. I don't know. I've seen a lot of men looking up to this guy on the internet as somebody who's speaking for them or saying the things that they wish that they could say to women and kind of being a voice for the genders. I don't think he's always speaking directly to women, but I think the clips that go viral are always directed towards women. And for those of you out there who don't know who I'm talking about Kevin Samuels.
I just wanted to say it's probably because, again, like I just stated, only women care about that shit. Men don't even talk to each other about how we feel, much less advice on how to be better in life.
I think we're getting around to that.
No, we're not.
I think we're getting around to
No,
that.
we're lying.
It's
We're
being
lying.
normalized, though.
No, we're lying.
So you mean to tell me, after all of these, I feel like it's been 3 years, we've been telling men that it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be opening up, y'all should be having deeper conversations with y'all friends. Y'all haven't started?
That's not for us. That's for y'all to normalize and say it's okay. So we ain't called soft ass niggas and pussy ass niggas. We don't give a fuck. I don't care how E-Day doing most of the time. Until he talked to me about something that's bothering him.
And that makes me feel loved.
That makes you feel
Like,
loved.
I'm not prying into his personal life.
Right.
The man barely give me a hug. What make you think he gonna tell me his
He
personal
damn sure
business?
don't want you to touch him.
See what I'm
He
saying?
really don't want you to touch him.
See what I'm saying? We have guidelines and boundaries about like that's not for us to say that. It's for y'all to say that and y'all to understand that.
I want to
Y'all make it seem
normalize.
like that I have something against Meezy.
I want to cancel the
No,
dap.
it's not me specifically. I know that. But I also know the boundaries that men have for other men.
Yeah, our personal bubble is a little bit larger than others.
Yeah.
This week, I want to challenge all of the men listening to eliminate the dap from your introductions when you see your male friends. Once you go in for a hug
No.
this week,
It's not gonna happen.
go in for a hug.
No, you ever
Smack
did
that hand out of get the fuck out of
And a
here.
Panameric.
I thought we're all vaxxed and waxed.
All right.
I thought that was
Another thing men don't talk about. I'm not waxed, bro.
I don't think men get waxed.
Listen, I'm not gonna ask about your health stuff. Like that's FMLA violations right there.
Obviously, the thing of
It's a HIPAA violation.
I don't know. I thought we were all waxed and vaxxed and ready for the summer.
But listen till you say
What?
that. That is not a man catchphrase. Like that's no, I'm not waxed. I ain't even manscaped.
I mean,
It's a snake in the grass down
Listen,
there.
listen. If you
no, do not even what?
listen, if you
You
ever
just be slipping them in there, and I be missing them. It's a snake in the grass down there. That's fucking funny.
yeah, like I feel like what guys go through.
Oh, maybe
like,
a garden snake.
like if you ever had to give it a name, like that split is what we have down there. It's just like,
Like,
it happens whatever.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Whatever's
just
going on.
something down there.
That's girls been calling they stuff Fat Ma. I can't get behind
That's
it.
a funny one.
I can't get behind Fat Ma.
That's good. I like it.
But I can't stand for it. But anyway, this week, guys, welcome to our episode.
We usually don't do this.
We don't.
But it's been a viral conversation going on for the
It has
last
been.
2 months. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we should probably talk about it a little bit because I'm going to state I am pro Kevin Samuels.
Got it.
So, Rez, what's your stance on Kevin Samuels before we get into this episode?
I'm going to state that I am of the belief that I do not like men who build a career or a saying about themselves on the backs of humbling women. I don't like that. And that's a lot of what I've seen on the internet is that he's been humbling women. So this week I was tasked with doing my research. So going into it, I just want to let it be known that I don't like that. I don't like women being brought down because we do all this work to build ourselves up. So I just feel like he tears down women. But before we get into the conversation, I also want to get you guys to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and engage with this conversation. Let us know what you think about Kevin Samuels. Are you riding with him? Do he be speaking facts or not? Because that's what we're going to get to the bottom of.
We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
We're going to get to the bottom.
I just wanted to say, can't kill a messenger every time. You gotta at least listen to the message.
I mean, one of the most iconic movies of all time says that you can, because this is Sparta, and you just kick them right down the hole, bro.
That's right. That's right. So
look at you dropping white movies on here.
Wow.
Wow.
Look,
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
listen, don't let me go. Don't let me
This
go
is
back
for
into your,
Africans only.
don't let me go into your tweets and be like, yo, 300 is fire.
I've never seen 300, so
You're-
that would where you'd be wrong.
I went to the movies to see it.
You're lying.
But this week,
I just started watching The Sopranos, and ain't too much white culture I watch. Now, Wayans Brothers, I've seen over 5 times each episode.
Sopranos is white.
So is
Just
the
started
Wayne,
watching.
is the Wayans brothers white?
No, it's black.
I
Only watch
mean,
black
I-
culture. That's what I'm telling you.
The way you said, I just started Sopranos, and then he says he
Wayans
watched.
I just watched The Sopranos. The Sopranos have been off the air for 10 years. I don't watch white culture.
That's right. You said it. You said it in an episode a while ago.
Nigga, I never seen The Wiz. I mean, The Wizard of Oz. I've seen The Wiz, Not Wizard Vibes.
It's a
black culture only here.
It's a black podcast, but in order to get down, if you of the other race, you have to let us know that you down by fighting for the cause. Okay. Let me see. Let me go back to your Instagram page. Yeah, get arrested for the cause.
Get arrested for the cause.
Use your privilege to help us out.
Exactly.
Give somebody some money. Okay, and that's what we need, a cash app.
Regular.
And say exactly what it's
regular
for.
People. Yeah.
Regular people.
Yeah, just give me the money just to be like, I know you black. In the message, say, because you're black.
Organize a protest for us.
Nah.
Okay, no.
No, pass out some PPP loans.
PPP loans.
Just for black people. Just approve them. Boom.
All right, so this week we are talking about Kevin Samuels. We get a little off track because we're very, very pro-black. This is a pro-black podcast. We are black podcasters. But this week we want to talk about Kevin Samuels. So what we did is we gathered some clips from Kevin Samuels to talk about it, because the only way you could really get to the bottom of it is if you see it. I feel like I've been getting a lot of third-hand information from people, because on Twitter you'll tweet the video, but that also comes with your opinion. And it's just a clip.
I also want to state, before this became a topic, I've never watched Kevin Samuels a day in my life. Because, like I said before, as a man, I don't give a fuck what he got to say.
He's made a lot of my girlfriends very upset.
But as I did my research and watched more and more of his videos and content, I've chosen to agree.
All right.
And we can get it started right now.
Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get right into it. So this is the clip that you found.
This is the first one I found about women and how women are treated.
Go back to when you were 10 years old. I want you to imagine a 20-year-old woman speaking to a 50-year-old man. You wouldn't hear the tone, the way in which I see many 20-year-old women approach a man that's...
People, period.
No. In particular, colleague in my show talking to me like I'm your age. I'm like, well,
yeah.
So there is no, with far too many women, there is no level of credibility a man has where he can't be checked. See, one of the things is what you tend to hear more often than anything else is, why'd you go on his show, girl? If that was me, I'd have cussed him out. See, there's a problem.
That's the problem. Talk to him, Kevin.
We've allowed one-way violence in our community for far too long.
One-way violence?
See, all of these men in this room know that there are lines that we can't cross because fuck this podcast. We're going to have to go handle business outside.
Okay. All right.
One-way violence is a real thing.
Okay.
I've said this on this podcast. Women get to talk to you crazy often, and it ain't shit you can do about it. Because, like he said, generally, if somebody was to talk to you crazy, you have to take it to the street.
Right.
What is one-way violence?
Really just being able to attack men. Men can't do nothing. I cannot attack a woman in no sense. I can't verbally attack her because nothing about this is quote unquote manly. You're not a real man if you cussing women out, you putting your hands on them. It's just not something you are supposed to do. And nobody knows how. And then in that clip, he further along goes to say, because what usually happens is a woman is going to call somebody. And she's usually going to call another man. She's not going to call another woman. She's going to call another man. And now me and him have to deal with it. And it's either usually going to be a black man or the white man. And a lot of times fighting with the white man don't go in our favor.
Right. So where do you think that comes from? I feel like that pushes back to something. Like, why is it that men or women, because I feel like this is just at a young age, we're taught, treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't put your hands on nobody. Talk to respect people, all of these things. But as we get further into adulthood, and I feel like even now, it's been normalized where women are allowed to cuss at men, or if you're in a domestic dispute, like women feel comfortable putting their hands on men. And it's almost to the point where, you got people going out there talking about, I like it when my woman's a little crazy. And I don't subscribe to that channel. I don't think that women should be talking to men any type of way. I don't feel like you should be disrespecting men, because at the end of the day, there's only so far that argument could go. So why even take it to that level?
Nobody knows, bro. Like, it's nobody understand. I don't understand it at all. Like, it's just one of those things where it's they somehow have this upper hand, bro. Like, they damn near invincible, bro. Like, there's nothing I could possibly do or say to a woman that I am in the right about. You know what I'm saying? It's just sometimes, as quote unquote, as a man, I just gotta suck it up and take it.
I wonder if it's like that thing where you know that somebody can't do anything, so you just continue to push it as far as you can take it.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of women know that. You know the man that you could talk to crazy, and you know the man that you can't talk to crazy because he don't have that same moral compass. And if you start calling him a bitch ass nigga, he gonna start calling you a bitch back.
Fucking teeth in your
right.
Birkin.
So you know, but I feel like it's something that we do have to eliminate, and it's something that we should be better at, because I've been hearing a lot of men, and I'm not a pick me because I'm already picked, but I've been hearing a lot of men say that they don't feel like they being heard. Like, they feel like they have to walk on eggshells with women. Like, they feel like there's no way that they could take, and I don't think it should be like that. Y'all should have a safe space to just be y'all too.
Yeah, and there's no. A lot of times there's a punishment that comes with being a man, far more than the punishment of being a woman. A woman can talk to.
Whoa. There's a punishment, not more than a woman. Not more than a woman. But go ahead. What's
See
the
what I'm
punishment?
saying?
Not more than a woman.
This was supposed to be the safe space.
It is a safe space. Not more than a woman. Okay.
What do you don't get? You
no,
get everything.
No, go ahead. I'm wrong. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
You have the advantage here.
Mm-hmm.
If I say anything, he could tell you he didn't like your shirt today. That goes mentally into how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
He don't like the shirt. I don't mean shit about you, but you could take that and categorize that as, damn, maybe I'm not attractive enough for him no more. You know what I'm saying? But if you come in the house one day and say, why you dressed like that? This nigga don't internalize it. He feel like, well, damn, let me go change my clothes so I don't have to hear her talk about how I look today. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just this thing where it's like, you gotta take it. And no matter what it is, that's it. Like, why?
For a long time, especially as a kid, like playing with my bigger cousins, I used to think that they couldn't get hurt because they were bigger than me. And I would like try to hurt them, like punch them and shit. And just to like, you know, just to fight a little bit. But
psychopath.
But when you take that thought process and apply it to men, I think women just feel like men are stronger. A lot of the times you guys are more emotionally stable and you're normally the head of the household. So in that aspect, you're bigger than us. So I think we feel like you guys can tolerate it a little bit more than we would.
So we're the punching bags?
Punching bags are big and heavy and they can
that's what it sounds like to me, bro.
In a part that is fucking wild to me is we continue to have this conversation about men not being emotionally stable. Like, y'all talk about what the shit y'all go to. How you expecting me to be calm when all I ever hear is nag? Nag, nag, nag. Attack, attack, attack. Bitch, I worked a 12-hour shift today and came home and sat down on the couch because my fucking feet hurt. Sorry I didn't take the trash out today. You, who got off at 6 o'clock and sat here until 12 till I got home, could have took the trash out. But because we're worried about gender roles and specifics, trash sat here, it's stinking here. I'll never help you around the house. Like, fam, we don't treat people like people. We treat people like fucking roles, jobs. Your job, for me, is to cook, clean, and wash, and fuck me. My job is to provide money, stability, security.
I wish I had like little organs.
Like what?
Like the organs.
What are we supposed to do as people, bro? Like, if we keep treating people like jobs, there's nothing like a fucking job. Don't come with emotions,
right? I think it's a lot of unlearning that has to be done in that sense, because as women, we're handled with like the kitty gloves. Even like growing up, like we're allowed to cry. Y'all not allowed to cry.
Right.
We allowed to be soft and feminine and express our emotions. Y'all not. Like we get primmed and prepped, and all y'all get is like a hairbrush and a new shirt.
My
and
dad
some
told
shoes.
me,
and it's like we've grown accustomed as women to being like catered to.
yeah, my dad told me a couple weeks ago, the first time he ever talked to his dad, he was 16 years old.
Dang.
And this was the gist of their conversation. My grandfather called my dad into the room, told him to go to the kitchen, get the whiskey, get 2 glasses. They came back. He poured 2 glasses for them. They watched the football game. That was the gist of their conversation.
There are so many things. There's so
At
many
16
things.
years old, that was their first conversation? Or was it a 6-year gap between communication and them?
No, that was...
He was 16 years
He
old?
was 16 years old when
Okay.
that was the first time they bonded, per se, with the conversation. That's how it went.
Yeah, wow. See, no, that's not. And that's where it starts, though. It's just like, wait a minute, we got some things to talk about before we can even get to that point, you know?
Like, these are, I know we always talk about these are things you're supposed to learn, but imagine that's an example of a 50-year-old man at 16 who had a father.
Right.
Imagine if he didn't have a father, what that he never has this conversation.
But then a man who then began to raise his own children.
Who never
and
had
that
a
was
father.
his role. That was what he learned from fatherhood, is that you just show up.
All right, one-way violence again?
One-way violence. All right, back to one. We talked about this on 6 layers of siblings or something. Y'all can go back and listen to that. But yeah, one-way violence. I have to say, I agree with Kevin on this clip. I do. I don't know what else he went to say, because I know he'd be taking it a little bit too far and he start talking about looks and all. But this is simple, cut and dry. One-way violence is not
he
fair.
Did go on to say, all that men ask you to do is be nice and considerate.
Oh.
And then he did add on, sometimes fit and childless. Aside from that point, he made a really good point.
Can we hear that part? Can we hear that part?
Yeah. So I guess after each clip, we're gonna do if he's spitting facts or if he's toxic for it.
All right. So we'll say this is
I feel like he was spitting
This is
facts.
facts.
I feel like I was spitting
up to a certain point. So if we continue on, I know he's gonna go down the path of
You want me to continue with this one?
she's
or
average.
the next
Yeah. Go ahead and play the rest of this one
Because there's a low level threat of violence between our men. Women don't have that. So they can say whatever, do whatever, be as foul as they want to, because it's like, so let me get this right. You would have went into that man's place of business and cussed him out as if you could do something
And
if
they
you
can.
decide. No,
Yeah,
no
you know they
recourse.
call him all types of
because
names on
they
the
assume,
internet.
because if you touch me, then I'm going to call somebody.
and that leads
which
to
is
violence
who?
in
The police.
itself. That's
Which is
not
a
one-way
man.
violence. Now somebody's getting
A
their
man,
hands
and it's
put on
typically you're not expecting. When you think about who's going to show up, you're not expecting a woman
I always
to show
wonder,
up. You
how do you
expecting a
sit
man
back
to
and
show
watch
up.
that? Like,
And let's be
knowing
honest,
that you started,
most
how do you sit
expecting
back
a
and be
white man
like-
to show up? I'm like, you got to think of the level of disrespect. All men are asking is for women to be nice and cooperative.
I can do that.
That is it. They're not asking for you to be supermodels.
Oh.
IG models.
Yes,
They're just
y'all.
asking, can you just be nice, cooperative,
I could be
fit,
nice.
and childless? Is that much to ask for?
Childless?
He went on and but
All right, Rez, get it out. What's up?
I just think my one thing about that, and this is outside of the topic, is that I'm allowed to have babies, God damn it.
No, he's saying, but he means that, I guess, when you meet somebody,
Oh, okay.
like
You
if
don't
like
wanna
if,
have a child.
like in terms of having a child already, and then
But
meeting
that's his
someone,
personal standard. I don't think that goes on to all men. But what I was going to say about this clip is my fear about arguing with a man outside of, anything else. Say if I had to call another man to whoop your ass and he gets his ass whooped. Now what? Like, that's why I didn't never take it there with a man. Cause I'm like, I don't want to argue with you. And then you'd be like, well, call somebody. And I'm like, hey.
also that's also my point where it's like we're in a group and y'all don't let the black woman be disrespected. Do I get cool points if I step in and get my ass whooped?
You get deeper into the friend zone.
Like what? Do y'all go? Oh man, I'm glad you stepped in and took this ass whooping for like.
No, you about to get ghosted after.
It wasn't my.
And she gonna be on the phone with her friends. You know this punk ass nigga got his ass whipped trying to defend me, and I had to pick him up off the floor and his teeth. Nah, you ain't getting a call back after that. It don't be worth it.
I be trying to mind my business.
Mm-hmm.
So he mentioned about men don't want you to be supermodels. What did you think about that?
Oh yeah. The fuck y'all do. And I'm tired of that narrative, right? Because y'all sit up there and y'all talk about, oh, I don't want my wife to wear makeup. I don't want her to have this curvy body. I don't want her to show it off too much.
Who says this?
Men do be saying. A lot of husbands be saying it, right? And then you turn around. And let's talk about it from the instance of that guy who was talking all this shit on the internet, telling women, black men don't cheat. Him, right? Look at how his wife looked, okay? And then look at the girls that he was cheating with. That's what you want. But you don't want your wife to do it because you don't want her to attract men like you. So I do think men like women who put themselves together. I think they do. And they want to be able to see their girlfriend, their wife, whoever, put themselves together and look like something. So
like trophy wives.
Yeah, they want them to look good. You want to be able to take your wife to a bar on a Tuesday night.
No.
And have somebody look at her.
No. I don't.
I think men do.
I also think women do the same thing.
It goes into that uncle thing.
Women created the phrase hatfish.
But it goes into that uncle thing.
What uncle thing?
When you go to the cookout with your girlfriend, you want your uncle to say, I see you, nephew.
No, I don't. I don't.
Men do.
No, we don't.
Yes, they do.
Y'all be making this shit up.
Nah, because it's
so listen, here's my thing. If that's the case, did you get your body done for us or for you?
For me.
Did you do your makeup for you or for us?
For me.
So you telling me that you did all this for you and you posted these pictures for you and that's it?
Yeah.
No, you want the nigga who like the girls with the fat ass.
Yeah.
Because that's usually the nigga with the money.
But that's not the question is, do men like these IG model, supermodel looking girls?
Yes.
Do men like bad bitches?
Yes.
They do. That's it. Cut and dry.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not asking because there's regular women who look the same who are not IG models.
But
and
do
IG
they want
women.
their woman to look like a bad bitch?
You like who you like,
but do you want her to be a bad bitch?
Yeah, to me.
Oh, all right. That's
she don't have to be a bad bitch to my uncle.
So for
she
him,
don't have to be a bad bitch to this random ass nigga at the bar.
That's fair. But for him to say we don't need you to look like a supermodel is kind of like,
I ain't gonna lie, bro. But if my uncle say your girl hit, I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna be tight.
Like the kid today, the video's going around. The kid, his mama is dressed like an IG, and he's like, "Nah, I think you need to change." And she tells me what's wrong with my outfit. It's like it makes me uncomfortable.
Oh,
is she in the wrong? She an adult. She a grown adult. I don't think I should be at fault for asking my wife to not dress a certain way.
Yeah.
Why you think we don't take y'all to the barbershop?
Yeah. It's not
biggest mistake I ever did was take a girl who was very voluptuous into the barbershop.
Oh. You was asking for a fight.
Niggas then ask questions the next week when you come back without her as if, oh, y'all, that was your girl? Like, y'all still together? Like,
that's uncomfortable. I don't like when people ask that because what you about to say? what you about to say if I say yeah?
What have you done when I wasn't around?
Right.
You found her on IG, slid in DM. Like, what if, like, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And this is a conversation that I have to deal with.
Right.
So yes, I want you to be as beautiful as you can be. But you don't have to be. I want you to be beautiful to me.
So you don't need that second source of validation.
No,
about
not at all. I picked her. This is who I wanted to be with. She looked good. She's smart. Apparently, right now, my girl got 2 jobs.
That's right. I know that's right. All right, what we got for the next clip? Because, all right, so we can agree that one was facts.
That's pretty
One-way violence is facts. Cut it out. Ladies, if you listening,
Relax.
just calm down.
Relax.
Talk to him nice. He just wants you to talk to him nice.
But
Now,
if he, like, on the flip side, if he start going crazy.
if he wildin'.
Wild back.
If he talk about your fupa, punch him in the face.
All right. I respect it.
All right, so the next clip is based off of a conversation that he had on Instagram saying average men ain't on my level. That's like the name of the full clip.
Okay.
And this one segment is this one part.
So I watched the full clip. So full context, I watched the full thing. It's on his IGTV. And there's a girl, she's about 23 years old. She calls in. He asks her, like, what age do you think women should start worrying about marriage? And she's like 24. And he says, oh, so you should be worried about getting married. And then he goes on to ask her the characteristics that she's looking for in a husband. And she says that she wants a man that makes $100K, or they could have kids. They could have about 4 kids. And then he asks her, like, well, what do you think his income needs to be if y'all have 4 kids? And she then goes on to say that she wants to work from home and all of these things. He asks her about her appearance. She's 5'4", 180 pounds. And then goes on to give this summary to her about her expectations. So let's go ahead and go into it.
Ladies, you put more thought into a college degree. You put more thought into that than what a man is. This is fantasy. And I got to ask you, your last relationship, how old was he?
He was 30.
And how much did he make?
He made some money, but
Didn't have a job.
So her man prior to was a
Correct.
drug dealer.
correct.
Pretty much.
In short.
Scammer.
Right.
Make it
Robber.
make sense.
Dope
Yeah.
boy. Yeah.
Stealing.
Your last relationship was a dude that didn't have a job, and yet you want your husband to be rich.
No, not necessarily.
You want to facilitate what you're talking about and
Right.
not have to work?
Yeah, true. Not having to work, he has to. Correct.
He gets frustrated at this moment.
Unpack it.
So he then asked her about her previous relationship and what those standards were.
What do you think about what's happening so far?
And
Why would you call him and not do the math before you went on his show to talk to him? Fam, you dated a nigga that didn't have a job. You was okay with it until it wasn't okay. So now you figured out a way to go, I know what I had, I know what I want. And now you stuck on I know what I want. A lot of niggas out here not making $100K.
I think the stats are pretty low on that, especially if you narrow it down to black men.
A lot of black men are not making $100K a year.
He said 10% of men make $100K a year.
Is that black men or just men?
All men. So you do the math on that.
You do the math on that. Mm-hmm. Why would you why? What are you thinking about that? Is everything is cool to be a fantasy? Like, it's just okay if you say it manifested in the real. I don't got no job. Tomorrow I'm gonna be a millionaire. Is that okay to do?
You can manifest. I think for this clip, this is a case of PPM. You know, we see PPM a lot.
What's BPM again?
Poor pussy management. Now, sis, let's be realistic. Every drug dealer is not making the bands that we see on the internet. Every drug dealer boyfriend is not like this thing that you have in your head of Ghost or Franklin.
I'm willing to say, go on record, I think that Ghost made more money in the laundromat than he did at Truth and the game.
Right. So
Wait,
That's what I think, man.
but you're not processing that, right?
every drug dealer is not like Ghost.
No, you're not processing the fact that the money at the laundromat was the drug money.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true.
Right. So
the nigga made a lot of money
yeah.
and put it somewhere else. There's not that many men that drug deal that are making a lot of money and putting it somewhere else.
Right. a lot of them are living paycheck to paycheck is what they call it.
Sale to sale.
Right.
Dime bag to dime
Die
bag.
back to die back.
Right. Everybody isn't a financial stable drug dealer.
Niggas are not acred out somewhere in California.
Track to track.
So we just have to assume that the average one is, average, not high, not too low, whatever. So as far as like standards and reality go into it, like sis wasn't being realistic. But I will say that I don't like the fact, and we didn't listen to it enough, that the conversation went into like looks and appearance and just assuming that all men of a certain tax bracket just like this cookie cutter woman.
But you just told us that all men like this cookie cutter woman. So what make you think the nigga that make a lot of money don't like this cookie cutter kind of woman?
But everybody doesn't like I said they like women that look good. I didn't say that. I said a bad bitch. And a bad bitch is based off of your standards. Every bad bitch isn't 120 pounds and like 5'4". Like there are bad bitches who are thicker. And in her case, 185 4, like shit, that's me. So like that doesn't make you like not a bad bitch. But anyway, so just based off of that and him talking about her size and her weight into it, it's kind of like, leave her, like she a good looking girl. Like, why do you have to shame somebody's appearance while you're bringing them down to their standards? That's my whole thing.
I just be trying to figure this out. You ask me for my opinion and then be upset at it.
Yeah.
If I don't think you're a bad bitch,
that's just him.
If I don't think you're a bad bitch,
I don't
and the type of niggas that have the kind of money that you're looking for don't usually date you, you might not be a bad bitch to them kind of niggas.
I don't like it though. I don't like that. You don't have to hurt sis' feelings. Telling her that her standards are unrealistic is fine.
Why?
But talking about her appearance is hurtful.
This is what this really is about, fam. He is telling her the truth. Ma'am, you're 5'5", a little overweight.
60 pounds overweight is what he said.
60 pounds, you're 60 pounds overweight.
Because I think he was trying to say that she should be like 120. 120 is just like, bitch, come on.
Ideally.
That's Europeans.
And let's keep it a buck.
I would say she's like 20.
Men are weird fucking people. They have weird fetishes. They have weird kinks. I'm not kink shaming. Do you? Just don't show me. I don't need to know about your life. But they like what they like.
Don't request me on the hub, yo. Don't request me.
Yeah, please.
Don't friend me there.
Don't send these links. don't send the links that you like to me. I'm good. But so if that's the case, yeah, the girl is she cute. She cute from the video. She's cute. But my maybe less than 60,000, maybe less than 30,000 a year self think she cute.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the man that makes $100,000 has seen women who look better than her at the moment.
Okay.
And he might be more interested in that.
So do you think other things go into factor though? And maybe we're just looking at it from, he may talk about it from just like a very surface, like high level. But I think there are bits and pieces that are missing, like personality, humor, house traits, like how she keeps herself together, and those things. So
so the conversation that never happens is a shallow conversation. Shallow. What he's talking about, what Kevin Samuels is talking about, is a conversation that happens at the end. Right?
At the end of what?
At the end of... So Kevin Samuels is saying, look, this is what you want, but this is why you might not have it.
Right.
The conversation has got to start at man likes woman. Mm-hmm. Man doesn't know much about woman except for she had a fat ass, she had big titties. Right?
Ew.
Boom. Now with technology, we can go... I watched a few of her stories. She seems funny. She's super attractive. She's out with her girlfriends. She looks like she likes to have a good time. So now I add this to personality.
Right.
All right. I'm going to pursue it. I pursue it. It works. now I get to spend time with her.
So you know that the
Like, it ain't like hey, I saw her, I want her, and then I still want her, even though her house stink. Like, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
You
So the
gotta
first
get
thing
steps, yes.
you have to get to the attraction before you can get into the surface
Exactly.
level. And if he's not even attracted to you at that state, then you won't even get to the personality level.
Exactly.
Unless you're having an exchange because you also make $100K and you're working in his office or in interacting with him, and then he realizes that you're attracted. So there are it is getaways, and I think. As a woman, I don't like to hear that. I don't like to be told you can't, you won't, you too weak, you too big, whatever. I don't like that. So I think that's why it rubbed me the wrong way. As far as the message and what he's saying, like, you do have to take some things into consideration. So overall, factor cap for this video.
Men also, men like women with money.
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's just keep it a buck. If I
So
make
is this facts or
$100,000,
is he toxic in this one?
that was fact. That was fact.
What you got, Rez?
I don't know.
You
Can we play a little bit more of the clip so I can hear a little bit more?
We got quite a few left to go through.
No, we don't gotta go through all. Let me just hear a little bit more. Nope. Okay. He says no. I'm gonna say fact because
Yo,
your
Rez might be.
your PPM and what you're willing to do sets the standard for what you can expect later on.
The drug
because
dealer.
that's your base right now. That was the last guy that you dealt with.
Can I just say service announcement?
And it's not to say that you can't flip it around, but come on, that's your bottom line. That's your foundation.
The drug dealer nigga don't determine you're a bad bitch because you pulled him. This nigga's doing a lot of evil things in life. You may be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the drug dealer guy that's flashy and has a lot of money is fucking you. But you may not know it's a bunch of other girls he fucking do.
Right. I think it's been glamorized, but there is a lot of stuff that in those relationships that aren't like the standard for relationships. Like, you think him picking you up and going on drug runs is a date? It's not. It's not.
We
you think
watched-
him calling you a bitch is cool? I mean, if you like that, that's
We
whatever.
watched a drug dealer wife get left because all she ever saw him was a drug dealer.
Tasha, I lost the love of my life right now. Like, what?
Sir, like,
Yo.
let's
Like, the standard of what you're willing to put up with is really low if that's the start point. I'm sorry. That's just it. So it's unrealistic for her, and she has to think about, how to get there. I'm not saying that it's unreachable, but
some shit you gotta change.
Yeah.
You gotta reevaluate.
okay.
All right, the next clip that we're going to do is labeled as "High Value Men Do Not Cheat."
Okay.
All right.
Look at.
I don't
I
know
thought
if I'm rolling off the title. Not sure.
Again, it is in your best interest mentally to accept the fact that your man may choose to exercise an option. Know that going into it, because if you, with your picky self, with your standards, you wanting this man, you 5'4", 185 pounds, dating drug dealers, but you want a man making, $400,000 a year to put you up in the house to where you and your 5 recipes can be a traditional housewife. If you were to find that man, you need to accept the fact that you're fortunate to even have a man on that level.
I wasn't rolling off title, but I totally understand.
Wait, play a couple more seconds because I think he brings it back around.
Yes, fortunate, lucky, because it's not the norm. The reason women are so upset with this topic is because
So go ahead, Meezy. You can start.
Listen. Like I just said earlier, if we started treating people like people and not as fucking objects and jobs, this concept would make more sense. I know I know the term is black men don't cheat. Whatever. Shit happen. Anybody, regardless of money, can cheat. So if you think you about to have $1 million a year man who's rarely at home, not cheat, you living in a fairy tale. Like, come on, bro. We gotta understand that. Like, we gotta understand the way you met him is probably the same thing he lives. If you meet a nigga in the strip club, he probably likes to go to the strip club. And it's probably one of his releases in life. It's probably one of his hobbies. Probably has a good reputation at that strip club. The girlies like him.
The girlies like
The girlie like him.
They
So
like
like,
him. They flock to him when he comes in.
It's flip flop, bro. Like, hey guy, that's at the strip club. They back the strip club. You think you the only girl you the only guy she like?
Right.
I feel like if we just stop putting people look at people for who they are.
So you think if the roles were reversed and it was a girl,
yes,
a high value woman,
yes, and I was a house husband to her,
right?
I would worry every day that she was gonna come home on time, like perfectly. Like, I would worry all the time, fam. Being a broke boy now and Jazz work from home, I have to leave the house. I have no idea what goes on in the house when I'm not here. Fam, much less, like, if she was away from that house, like, I would not know shit.
Mm-hmm. As much as it pains me, this is painful. This one hurts.
I think you need to redeem yourself for your woman card, because you've been agreeing on a lot of things.
No, this has nothing to do with my love for women. This is a matter of, is this fact or cap? And honestly, women, we see this all the time. Women in the industry, women who have men that are making a lot of money. We say it ourselves. All men cheat. Like, we don't be going with that narrative of black men don't cheat. We always be like, shut the fuck up every time we hear a nigga saying that.
And then be surprised
when he cheat. So if at my basic level, average, living this day-to-day life, whatever, if a man is going to cheat on me at this level and we on the same level, we equal, we both making what we making, we living in the house, if I see broke niggas still cheating on rich bitches, what makes me think that a rich nigga with money and access is not going to at least sniff another pussy? Okay? So, but my issue in this conversation and this point is that women have the option to say, all right, boom, he making this much money, but he cheated on me. I'm not going to put up with this. I'm not going to take the disrespect and walk away. Right. I don't like the fact that he's fortunate, or I'm fortunate to have him. I mean, in a relationship, you both should be happy to be in a relationship, but don't make it seem like, oh, I'm lucky because I got him. I don't like that.
But
I don't like that. I don't like that part.
But as we just stated, it's only 10% of men. And you the one he chose. Pretty fucking lucky.
I don't like that part. But there is some truth in that. There's a lot of truth in it.
So so the reason why do most women, well, not say most women, why do women stick around though?
I mean, shit. If you ain't have to go to fucking work every day,
the perks,
and he ain't hitting on you, I mean, shit.
The perks.
And you sitting by the pool crying.
Fam,
what did Future say?
Would you rather cry in a Rolls Royce or cry in a Corolla?
Okay, and that holds a lot of weight. Because I could cry, wipe my tears, and still go back into the house to my walk-in closet with all my robes and bags and shoes.
Cry in there. Cry
and shop it off. Shop it off at the mall with my girls. Take a trip, a girls trip with the girls, and think about it there.
So how would is that abuse? Are you putting yourself through stuff, or like
emotionally? Yes.
I want you to put yourself in this mindset right now, right? Like, you're in that situation, like, you might not necessarily leave, or it sounds like you might not leave. So, but
I'm leaving.
What you gonna do?
I'm leaving. I'm going back to the Honda to cry. I'm taking my stuff and some of yours too.
The difference is knowing you
What?
Probably have a nice Honda.
Oh, what?
You probably have one of those nice Hondas.
Yeah.
A fully loaded Honda.
Yeah.
You get the one. You get the Civic that looks
And
like
I might
the
leave
Accord.
some of that that one-way violence that we talked about before. I might leave some of that. Shit, fucking real. No, I do think that emotionally harming your partner is a form of abuse, and like leveraging the fact that you have money is a form of abuse. So yeah, it is hurtful, but it's a matter of like what you're willing to put up with.
Keep it a buck. If Rolls Royce, I'd be Stedman.
Okay.
And niggas think that's a wild statement, but think about this.
I'm thinking.
They not married
Sure ain't.
that we know of.
Show ain't.
He stay there.
And do.
All the perks of staying there.
Absolutely.
Got his own bag on the low.
Okay.
Niggas don't talk about that.
Don't talk about that
They
part.
even got his own bag.
But hers is bigger.
That's it. Like, like you don't think he think Oprah might not be, Oprah not out here? Like, how often do we see them together?
What we don't. But what I will say is I understand. I understand why you would. I mean, if you lay it out like that.
Feel we companions and we partners.
Right. So, fact or cat for this video?
Big fat.
Factamundo.
Again, I would like to state, he says a lot of things you agree with.
All right, so the next video that we have is women don't need men to survive.
Oh, this one got me tight.
That you cannot imagine what it would be like if you were just dropped in the middle of the world and said, live. You honestly think that if all the men were gone, that women would go back into their houses, homes, condos, everything else, and just turn the lights on and keep acting like nothing happened. You go to the gas station and it'll be full of gas. People have to drive that stuff, truck it in, truck it out. People have to produce it. Men are producing these things. And this is what it's showing, that women have no idea how this country runs. You just think it comes out of a can, out of a store.
Fam, like, what? When does this nigga miss? This is Steph Curry levels of greatness that we're watching, and niggas just want to shit on him because they don't like the way he play. He's terrorizing the game by only shooting threes when there's a whole layup. No, this nigga is going off, and we need to be appreciating him.
Nah, this one is a miss.
How?
This one is a miss.
How?
We can live without y'all.
No, you can't.
We can live without y'all.
No, you can't, because
yes,
I heard you say on this podcast, to be very clear, that you've driven on Eve because you wanted him to pump your gas.
But that doesn't mean that I can't pump my own gas.
But why don't you pump your own gas?
Because I have E to do it for me. I don't like that one.
That's the part.
No, I don't like
that. Is fucking what I just keep saying. Stop using the man in your life as a fucking job.
It's not a job. He enjoys getting gas. I think what it boils down.
Just lie. You gonna lie for the people? Like,
I
lie.
think what it boils down to is that women are the superior race or gender. And ultimately, you guys would not be able to live without us.
I think I could.
No, I don't think so.
I think I'd be fat, probably fucking
unhappy.
Probably. Oh no, because
oh
have
no,
strong forearms.
I mean,
oh no,
this spank bank here.
Oh no,
full of great content.
Oh no.
Send request.
No, I think it's the opposite way around. Women are top tier. We are very smart. We will get it done, especially black women. And if black women were left on this planet on our own, we would get it the fuck done.
Y'all don't like each other.
We do.
There would be mass murder every time you told a bitch her outfit wasn't cute.
We do like each other.
No, you don't.
Yes, the freak
like
we
the
do.
Fucking the tweet of, oh, I wish we had an all woman. I'd share nudes on this all woman app if we had one. And then somebody said, for what? So y'all get mad and leak each other nudes? Like that's what would happen. The chaos that would ensue if women were the only people left.
Man, y'all don't like each other either.
We don't talk to each other enough not to like each other. And when we usually don't like each other, it be because there's a woman involved.
So y'all think y'all would live in peace and harmony?
Peace and harmony of what?
It would be a dick swinging contest.
It ain't nobody to impress
y'all would
no
be
more.
Stoning each other.
There's nobody to impress.
Bruh, y'all would be like, I got the biggest dick. I'm the leader today.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you know why we would have to show each other this dick contest?
Because y'all ran out of clothes.
Because we trying to impress the women that we think. Niggas don't be on Instagram showing money spreads for niggas. We be wanting to fuck your bitch. That's what we do it for. That's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
think men put a lot into impressing other men, though.
For niggas who don't got women.
I think y'all do. I think y'all do a lot of stuff for men. We don't care about y'all car.
Yeah, you do.
We don't care about y'all car.
Yeah, you do.
Y'all do it because y'all want another man to look up to you and be like, I want to be like him when I grow up.
A car is for women because once you see what a nigga drive, you can see what his lifestyle's like.
Right.
And then you can know if he's $100,000 man or a $20,000 man because he's driving that old ass 96 Honda Accord.
So what else do y'all do for women?
Everything.
Okay.
Put our fucking lives on the line.
So if y'all do everything for women and women are no longer around, you all would die.
Never.
Yeah. Because
Never.
you don't have a purpose anymore.
I mean, well, the purpose would be me. Then it wouldn't be for nobody else.
It would be for you.
It would be for me.
And yourself.
And I'd be able to do it.
And making yourself feel good.
You know the one question that men never ask when they come home for being away?
Right.
Did you miss me? I never asked Jazz when she was at home and I wasn't there. Do you miss me? Because at that point, I feel like I had a good time without you. I wasn't really worried about how you felt about me being gone because I was happy to be gone. And I'll probably get in trouble for that. But we here. Fuck it. Kevin Samuel add me up. He put a battery in my back. I'm here today. Ma'am, once I leave the house and I leave my girl, how she feels about me not being there has never crossed my mind. Until I got back in the house. And then I was like, oh, here we are again. Doing this again.
I think women would have a damn good time without men. We wouldn't have to worry about getting catcalled. We wouldn't have to worry about getting attacked by men. We could walk naked in the streets now. And lesbian orgies.
I want you to realize that there are
whole lot of plastics and scissoring
who emulate niggas. So I'm pretty sure that'd still be catcalling. I'm pretty
So I just we kind of got off the rails a little bit. So
Yeah.
So one of the main things that he mentioned is that most truck driver, basically in the country, in the US, a lot of stuff that we buy needs to be transported there by a truck.
Right.
Right.
even when it simplified it, a lot of the farmers in the world are men.
So he was basically saying that some of these jobs that may require heavy lifting or maybe trucking or whatever, he was saying that women would not take those jobs and that the country would not be able to survive.
I think we'd be all right.
You barely keep your plants alive.
How dare you talk about my kids on this show? Meezy, that really hurt.
See what I'm saying?
My plant is all right, and it's gonna be okay.
Now imagine if you had to eat the shit you grew.
No, I would be fine doing that.
Listen.
That was low.
See what I'm saying?
Dang,
Listen.
not George though.
Listen.
George ain't even made it full circle. And you talk about George.
That's how you feel about a plant. That if something happens to it, you could just get rid of it.
Dang, George.
What if you had to eat what you grew?
George still in the ICU, y'all. He talk about George like that. Dang, George, come on now. Now I gotta
See what I'm saying?
That's messed up. But no, nah.
You don't need. You like plants and botany and all of this shit, but you don't grow food.
I know somebody who do. I know a sis who do. We'd be all right. I'm telling y'all, we'd be good. It's only one way to find out. We can go back and forth about what we do and how we alleviate them. I feel like a lot of y'all would be dead because y'all don't have a purpose anymore. You don't have that woman in your life. You don't have nobody to chase. You don't have no happiness. Y'all would just sit there and do all of the things that fulfill you and realize at the end of it, you're empty. Because you need women.
You said everything in that sentence that made sense, and that's all I heard.
But imagine
you would
feeling
fulfill
empty
all of your dreams
and feel empty at the end of it.
No,
you would die of loneliness. No, but realistically, I think we need each other.
Probably.
I will say that.
That's probably the real conversation.
The real conversation is that we need each other. It's balance, and everybody has a role to play. And without, even at work, without a role, something going to fall apart. You know, it's not going to be able to sustain itself. I think that humans need companionship. We need each other. So to bring this conversation full fuck circle, I think we should all make each other's life a little bit easier. Starting with women.
Thank
you. All right. So we got one last one. Can we try to squeeze this one in?
Let's get this last
video.
Because this nigga ain't lied to me one time.
I'm going to say that last one is cap, though.
No.
What you got?
Speaking facts. And I think the next one, he's going to speak facts.
Go down there and work. If you're not working 60 hours minimum a week that you're getting paid for, turn off YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and get your ass out there. Go down there and work at McDonald's, Circle K, get you a job. I don't care about your pride. You can't be proud and broke at the same time. Go work and work and work. And then you take that money you make from your part-time job, invest some of it, invest most, and take half of it, invest it to your future. The other 50%, the other percentage, take some, have some fun, go buy your belt, then invest it in self-improvement. Get you a high-income skill. Get you something that's going to give you high-value skills that you can market on, that you can leverage on the marketplace. Whether you're working in corporate America or whether you're going to be doing your own entrepreneurial thing. If you're not working in 60 hours minimum.
60 hours minimum is extreme.
60 hours minimum is the only thing that's wrong about this.
Yeah, 60 hours. I think he meant 40.
No, he meant 60.
Oh, he did?
But that's just a small bit of the entire conversation. Mm-hmm. You cannot have pride and be broke.
So who was he talking to about that in this particular clip?
Them bum ass niggas that be sitting at home playing PlayStation all day and sad and upset that they broke and can't get no play.
And talking about they can't get a job, but they should just, because they can get a job, but they don't want to humble themselves to work in the positions that would pay you but don't look sexy.
Nobody wants to fucking work anymore. Nobody wants to be a worker anymore. So since you don't want to be a worker for somebody else, or you don't want to work yourself, all right, because everybody knows in order to be an entrepreneur, you got to have some money. And the only way you got some money from somebody, at one point. Mm-hmm. Like, let's put this together. It goes hand in hand.
You're not Donald Trump. Your father is not giving you a small loan of $1 million to get started on your entrepreneur dreams. So you have to build that on your own.
Not even that. I'm pretty sure he had to work for it.
You have to you have to fund your dream on your own. So whether it is working at 9 to 5 and putting some money away, the same way he said, invest. You can't invest broke. Like, I can't take 20% here, 30% off, or 30% off, like I said, but 30% of my income here if my income is $200, because that leaves me with nothing.
Imagine trying to take 30% of zero.
Right. 30% of zero leaves you with nothing. So
I just want to jump in real quick.
Go
so
ahead.
the 60 hours a week, I'm actually rolling with it.
You rolling with 60?
And I don't think it's only because of entrepreneurship. Like, my thing is, like, if you have a goal, if you have something that you want to work towards, like unfortunately, like, people think like, oh, like, you know, there's no real such thing as work-life balance. Like, to be honest, like, the thing is, like, if you don't like the situation that you're in, like, you have to do what you have to do to get out of it. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, you know, most 9 to 5s are not necessarily there to
make you a millionaire.
I'm not saying necessarily a millionaire, like, but to get you to a space of like of comfortable, like where you don't really have to care about it, if that makes sense. So like, and I think some people, the reason why maybe only 10% of men are don't make more than $100,000 a year is because they're like, you know what, I'm good with just working the 40 hours a week.
True.
And there's certain stuff that may give you, that may be a salary above 100,000. Not even saying entrepreneurship, but might be above that. But it's about it's about results driven rather than like I'm just churning something, right? So
you might not make $100,000 a year, but you also get to spend time with your family,
right? And the thing is, and if that is what you want, that is okay.
That's where your value is,
right? But I just think that it's the same thing. It's like, you can't say you want someone who makes over a certain amount of money a year and think that it's just going to happen automagically. That's what the word I like to use. Like, it just happens.
Right.
So. Yeah.
I think that's the piece that we're missing right now, because when you are documenting your story and your journey upwards, people are probably like, this ain't motivating me.
No.
And they ignore that whole part that's like just a gray area because they stop listening to you. You're doing too much.
Right.
But once you get there, it's automatically you forget the work that I had to do to put in, or you don't even see the work that goes on behind the scenes for me to be able to take this vacation.
I feel like the things that we quote unquote consider to be wrong were all like choices that somebody made to do something else.
Right.
For instance, we talked about this drug dealer conversation. Yes, the nigga she had was a drug dealer and she was very comfortable with him. But he always thought that this drug dealer thing would put him in position to have more money. That's all people ever look for. It's something that is going to help them get more money. Drug dealer turned rapper. I'm doing illegal things for money. I want to transition to legal money to make the same amount of money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's things people are doing that are just helping them get to another level. If you want to go work at McDonald's, like he said, you can do that.
I think McDonald's got a 401k.
Fucking probably. But I think it's the whole perception. And I'm dealing with this now.
Yeah, I've been there before too. But
it's just a perception of you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be, or you feel like people are looking at you funny for what you do at what your age is, or whatever point of life you in.
Yeah, I used to be so embarrassed working as a server, and when people would come in that I know, I'm like, dang, they here and they see me working as a server, and it's just like, bruh, you working, you getting some type of money. Like, you're not sitting at home with your pride. But then I realized, like, it's not about them. Like, what's up? You good? You want to sit with me?
Right.
You're not going to get on my nerves? Come on, let's do it.
Exactly.
But it's just that pride. And once you eliminate that, you're able to take those jobs and those positions and just get up out of it. But you can't be prideful and broke.
Can't. They
don't go together. You got to separate. So overall, another fact from me.
Big fact. We need to take a break.
All right, let's go ahead and take a break. And we're back. So for our final thoughts, let's revisit our first opinion when we walked into this episode about Kevin Samuels and talk about where we are now.
I just wanted to say, like I stated, I've never seen Kevin Samuels' content. I just read what they say online about him. He's very abrasive. He's calling women fat. He's telling them they ain't shit. He ain't doing all of this. But from today's research and research for today's episode, I like his message. The way it's presented, a little harsh, a little negative, but the words that come out of his mouth make sense. Mm. You probably ain't supposed to say what he say and how he say it. Mm-hmm. You probably shouldn't call Sweetie a 6. Mm-hmm. Because that's how you value beauty. You think she's a 6. Mm-hmm. But also, I feel like he should be allowed to say, certain women ain't my cup of tea. I feel like things he says factual. It's an opinion at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. But I like him now. You niggas on the internet told me something wrong.
I will say that I went into this and I wasn't feeling him based off of the things that I saw on the internet. I am walking out of this still not a fan of him, but I will say that some of the things that he says has a point. And I understand where he's coming from and what leads him down this path of points. And obviously there's a group of women out here and a group of men, because we didn't really cover the things that he says about men out here who are still looking for love and looking for somebody, and they need help getting there. So if you're comfortable enough to go to him and hear his opinion, keep him in business, do your thing. If you don't like what he's saying, turn it off. Me personally, I'm gonna watch a couple more of them, see what else he got to say.
I just think.
Will I call in? No.
I think you niggas that are looking to this old ass nigga.
That's that go buy a belt.
For advice about how to do something. You know what? Nobody go in there and try back him. like why would you ask advice for somebody you wouldn't want?
Right.
But to each his own. Do your
Each
thing.
their own.
Do your thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say I understand where he's coming from. He's not completely wrong. I don't think personally that he's saying anything that's completely off the wall or something that we don't already know in our standards of society about what men and women are looking for in relationships. I think what he's trying to do is get more people into relationships and be like a relationship counselor.
I actually just think he's being honest with people. Mm-hmm. And I don't think those clips we just watched were women bashing.
Right.
He was just telling her, ma'am, you're 5'4", 180 pounds. A lot of the guys that you think want you probably don't want you. And I feel like that is okay to tell somebody.
Mm-hmm. I just think, unless I ask you to talk about my image and those things, I don't think we should be talking about it.
He's an image consultant.
Exactly. But it's just the impact that it has on women, especially with their history of like body shaming, body dysmorphia, all of those different things. It goes into that wheelhouse of things and thoughts, just about the way that it affects the women who are listening to it.
Anybody listening to this and have body dysmorphia, like DM me, because I want to discuss this and why.
Yeah, why they feel that way about their body.
Yeah.
It's something to talk about. But I think we have something new to give to the people. You want to bring it in? What we got?
You are now tuned in.
You are now tuned in.
We try to switch it up. Look, you're now tuned in to WMEZ. Usually we do a baby maker, but we've come to the end of the road. Although
we go to the end,
we will no longer be doing the baby maker because I've decided that we need to transition.
Let go.
So now we do the WMEZ Song of the Week. It gives you more flexibility.
Okay.
You don't necessarily have to have sex to this. You might want to drink mimosas in your backyard under your umbrella to this.
Okay. And do.
So we're going to transition. And this week, the first song that we got on WMEZ's Song of the Week is I think you said this JAEL. JAEL? JAEL? I can't say it. I'm sorry. And this is I Just Want You, featuring Alex Isley. Here on Alex Isley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
I did feel like the Baby Maker playlist was limited because everybody ain't having maybe you guys are, but people ain't having sex to every damn thing. Like,
yeah, they are.
Everything ain't in a sex playlist.
Everything is a sex playlist. I've watched the porno where girls getting bust down to OJ the Juice Man.
Why though?
They use.
See what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, like I heard that one time in the background too. It wasn't like overdubbed like they do. It was a real homemade with that playing in the background.
Okay.
So Icy Entertainment.
Icy Entertainment.
Crazy.
When you make a Cinnabon.
Yeah, but I like that. Now we can listen to who knows? The Song of the Week playlist may turn into somebody's sex playlist, but that's cool.
Yeah, probably.
what do you have for your meme of the week?
Oh, we got to pull out our memes now?
It's time to pull out our memes.
All right, check this out. And I just want y'all to hear me and hear me clear. To whom it may concern is the most polite way of saying, whoever the fuck this is for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give you that. I give you that.
I'm trying to be nice. I really don't care. To whom it is for just means whoever the fuck this is for.
Right, whoever gonna read it.
Yeah.
All right, my meme is for everybody who listens to this episode and may have said, well, I don't even want no relationship. That's exactly why I want to be single. I'm about to live my damn life. Because so I saw the tweet and it's like, so what y'all telling me is none of y'all want families, none of y'all want to get married and have kids and wear matching PJs at Christmas. Everyone just wants to aimlessly date forever and be young, wild, and free. Just girls trips and boys trips and no family shit. All right. Like, okay. Like, is that what we want?
I don't.
No,
I was gonna say I don't see the negative.
Right.
I don't like. I'm not wearing lumber. I'm gonna have a family and not do some of that shit. Not wearing lumberjack matching pajamas. I don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn if I don't ever have to play baseball with somebody.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just say I like the family shit. So that's where I'm at.
Why? I don't have.
I like the idea of family.
I didn't
shit.
come from a family.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of continuing the cycle of a family flaming. Just want everybody to just think about it. Everybody don't want that. Sometimes you do. You do need a partner. It get lonely out there.
No, it don't.
It do.
You do realize. You know how when you go in your closet and you got multiple shirts and you say, "Hey, today I want this shirt." You can do that with niggas.
Do you know? A lot of people realized how lonely they were during quarantine when they couldn't go outside and they didn't have nobody at home.
And you know how much the divorce rate went up during quarantine because they realized this ain't the person I want to be with?
Do you know how many people died because they was alone in their house?
You know how many sneaky links was happening during quarantine?
Do you know how many STDs were spread during quarantine?
You know how many people who was stuck in the house with their family and can't figure out how to get their kids out now?
Do you know how much condoms cost?
You know how much Pampers cost?
Okay. You might got this one.
$50 plan B. 18 years of shit you making them do because you think they need to do it.
You might have a point there. I just think families are fun.
I didn't want to play Little League basketball.
It's fun.
I was fine in the house playing PlayStation.
It's fun. It's an option. You don't have to be out here all your life. Come home.
Or stay out there.
Come home.
Grab that grandma that was looking around sexy online.
Oh my God, with the gray hair.
You seen her?
That grandma was fine.
She ain't have a nigga, but she had a nigga.
That grandma was fine. Anyway, thank you all for listening to another episode of Textually Active. We drop episodes every Tuesday. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our podcast. Leave a rating. We fuck with y'all. Fuck with us. All right, we'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.